Hey everybody, welcome to Privies and Prims. This is my flosstube channel about needle crafts, mostly about cross stitch. It used to be all about punch needle and some wool applique thrown in there, but now I focus mostly on cross stitch. So welcome to everyone, whether you are new or returning. I'm glad you're all here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So today I have all cross stitch to show you. And I'm going to start out with yesterday I did some fabric dyeing. Now I'm going to post a picture here of the way I had to hang it up outside. It's a little bit interesting, but I live in an apartment building. They're all one floor and we don't have any private outdoor space, but no balconies or, patios or anything. But behind the apartment building, there's a development back there. And between the house behind us and our apartments, there's a fence there. So what you're seeing is a picture of, I took some string and tied it up on a little tree back there and to the fence or something. I think it was a branch coming off the fence. And I made a little makeshift clothesline. So I use that fence a lot for backdrops for photographs. It is starting to get kind of nasty. I think it's like a black mold growing on it. So I may have to go out and scrub with bleach, maybe. I don't know. It's not our fence. It belongs to the house. But anyway, I have thought about that, like scrubbing an area just so that it's not all black and nasty. But it makes the weathered wood makes great backdrop. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to show you what I used because I posted this on Facebook and a lot of people ask me what I used to dye it with. I did not coffee stain or tea stain. This group of linen, I will show you. So, well, let me show you first my current whip because that's going to be one of the ones I'm going to show you with the dyeing. So let me get the pattern. This is my working copy. So this is Brenda Gervais with Dye Needle and Thread. And I think that's Adam and Eve right here at the tree. And it's because it's got a serpent on it. So I think that's supposed to be Adam and Eve. Anyway, my son just got married in March and to a beautiful woman from Taiwan. And her parents came over for the wedding and they gave me gifts as the other parent of the couple, which is their tradition. And I did not have anything for them because, for one, I was traveling by plane with only a backpack and there was no room, but I didn't know that they were going to be bringing me gifts. So I took them to Stitches Unlimited in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, one day while we were up there, and I asked them to pick out from the samples on the walls, the model stitching, to pick one out, and I would stitch it for them as a gift to them. This is the one that they chose. So a friend of mine, thank you Janice, had sent me 2 packages of 32 count even weave, and it was white, and she knew that I would dye it the colors I wanted. Well, I did dye some of it yesterday, 1 package. And this is one that I dyed. So this is my whip, my work in progress on that pattern. And I got all of this stitched last night. So I'm hoping to get a lot more done today. Now this entire pattern is all over dyed. And so I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I have some over dyed, but I didn't want to have to go out and buy. Let me see, there are, you can see many threads on there. So only one of them was DMC. So I wanted to do a DMC conversion. So I posted it on Facebook and somebody shared their list of things that they had converted. And some of it was still the overdyed. So I had to go online and look up each overdyed and to see what the color was and then try to match it with one of my DMCs. So, and I'm still, even then, I'm changing as I go along because the lady's legs there were supposed to be kind of like a beige and they weren't showing up. It was just blending in. These flowers on the tree and up here were also a really light color that blended in because of, I'm not using the called for linen. So I'm still changing colors as I go, and I am making notes. So if anyone, when I'm finished, wants my conversion, I can share it with them. But so that is my width so far. Now, the reason I was showing this is because I wanted to show you what I dyed it with. So this is fabric dye, and it's taupe. Yeah, it's taupe. So this was on clearance at Hobby Lobby for 99 cents. And that's what it is. I don't even know if they still carry it because I bought this like over a year ago. Now, this is just like a powder, and I don't like follow the directions. I just put some hot water in my pot, and it's a pot that I only use for coffee stain or dyeing. And it says use steaming hot water, but I don't measure it out or anything. I just dump the powder in. And this is the color that it came out. So it's pretty true. It's showing up really true to color. It almost has like a little pinkish tint to it. But it called for beige. Let me see. Beige by Weeks Dye Works. But again, I use what I have. Stitch. What did somebody say? It was the Log Cabin Stitcher. Stitch what you have or stitch what you got. But yeah, so I have some linen here, some fabrics in my closet. So I'm using, and it has just a hint of modeling on it, but I know it's probably not showing up, but it's very, very faded, very muted. They don't like antique things. They like more modern. So, but this should be nice soft colors for them. So that was the first one I dyed. Then another piece of the 32 count linen from the same package. I did this piece. So let me fold it, get a better picture. Now this one I used RIP dye, and this is tan. Now I may, because I just play with it, I just dump it. I may have used some of the taupe in with this. I'm not sure, but this is, I think there is your color. It's showing up on my end a little more peachy. It's more brown, but it's like a yellow brown. It's very close to the color on the bottle, actually. So that is another piece that I will have for future projects. And so that is the 32 count that I did. Looking for where I want to put this down. Okay, then I have the Nate Berkus upholstery linen from Joann's that you've heard me talk about if you've been watching me. And this is one of those. This, I did use the spray. I forget the name of that spray, but that takes the wrinkles out. And it took a lot out, but it did not take them all out. And I'm kind of like, I need to do it some more. I was going to say I'm okay with it, but when I look at it, it's got a lot of wrinkles. So I need to work on that some more. And this was, I really think that this one was the, gosh, I don't even remember. It might have been the tan and the taupe put together. I don't know. It didn't change the color, actually, the original color a whole lot. Let me get a piece of the original and show you side by side. Okay, this is the original, and this is the stained one. They're not a whole lot different. So this is probably the tan, the RIT dye, I'm going to say, but I'm not sure. But this is the original Nate Berkus linen. And I can put a link to this. If you haven't seen this before, if you're new, this is 36 count. It's upholstery linen from Joann's. It's very soft and flowy. But if you can see the lighter threads in there, those are thick threads. So what they call those slubs. So sometimes your stitches will be wider or taller if you're going over one of those. This is the 32 count even weave before it's dyed. So there you can see the difference in that. So this is just pure white. And then this is another piece of the 32 count. Get the board. I think this one is walnut stained. Now, the walnut stain I use is this walnut ink crystals. Hold this here. And I'll put a link in the description box. I bought this on Amazon, and it's just like a powder, and you just dissolve it in hot water. And again, I didn't measure it out or anything. But this is the walnut stained one. You can see it's a lot darker. Let me open it up. There. So you can see all that modeling. It's really dark. And usually I have found with the walnut stain that one side will be darker than the other. So this is the other side. So I had fun. And then this is the Nate Berkus with the walnut stain. Really dark. So this is very, very grungy. You can see that. See that modeling? It's very grungy with the walnut stain. And again, like one side is darker than the other. So you can see where this is cut. This side down here is the other side, which is lighter than this side. And that's how it dries. So those, there it is again. So those are the differences. And but this is the original piece. So you can see the difference. I don't like to stain it. I know Rhonda from Asbury Echoes, she stains hers sometimes after she's finished stitching. And I don't particularly like to do that because I'm afraid that the threads are going to get dyed too dark and then they're not going to show up. So I like to do it before. And this board, let me show you, you know, if you watch me, you know, I like to save money. This is just a piece of that plastic core from Hobby Lobby, and $1.99 for a big huge sheet of it. And I just cut a square. So you don't have to buy, like, if you're a floss tuber, you don't have to buy like a fancy board. Just get that, it works. Okay, what I want to show you next. I have a couple finishes, and here it is. This pattern right here, I bought this before. This is from Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City. And I bought this when it first came out at market. I guess it was last year. And no, it was actually the year before that, I think. I was not doing counted cross stitch yet. And I went in, I was doing uncounted cross stitch and a lot of punch needle. So I went into the store and I was looking for something that I could do as an uncounted cross stitch. And I thought that because of the solid bird that I would be able to do that as an uncounted cross stitch and the leaves. So I thought this would work, and that's why I bought it. But at the time, again, I did not do counted cross stitch. This is my working copy, by the way. I tear up my patterns usually. Like I stitch in a recliner and they get stuck down in that hole down there and they get all wrinkled up. So I always make a working copy. But so anyway, I've had this for all that time and just didn't stitch it. Well, I wanted to stitch something for someone and I just wanted to do one of the birds. So I have to go get something. Hold on. I always have to get up and get something. I always think I'm prepared and then I forgot something. Okay. So I stitched just this bottom bird, which I suppose is the male. There are two colorways on this chart, and I did it in the bright red because of the person that it's going to. And here's my finish. So let me put this on here. There we go. Isn't it pretty? Now the trim is from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. If you have not checked her out yet, definitely check out her shop on Etsy. She ships super fast and her price is very good. So that's an olive green trim on there. So this is just, the bird is on a piece of sticky board. Is that what it's called? I bought it at a thrift store for $1. It was still in the package, or 5x7, and I cut it. This is 4x4. Now, what I just had to go get is what I wanted to show you. This is what I used for a frame right there from Hobby Lobby. So last year it was on clearance. I'm not sure if it was on clearance for $1 or if it was $1 and then it was clearance off of that. I think I'm thinking it was more, and it came out to be like 75 cents or something. Anyway, I bought like 5 or 6 of them, not knowing what I was going to do with them. But so here is the thing. You can see I just painted it red. Just painted it red with acrylic paint, that you can buy at Walmart or whatever. And then I put the stitch on sticky board and then wrapped it around the back. And then I just pushed it in there. It's 4x4, so it fits. I cut this board, or not that, the sticky board, because it was 5x7. And I put it in, and it just sits in there. It's not even glued in. It just sits in there tight. And then I put the olive green chenille trim on there. So that is a piece of fabric that I had also dyed with the taupe dye. I'm not sure. It's an even weave, but I don't know what it is. So that's it. I didn't like antique the frame or anything. I just did red, and then I sprayed it with a clear spray paint to seal it. But here's, I don't know if you would need those numbers or not. I think it's there. Maybe that's clear. But, this was a clearance in the fall. So they'll probably have them again this year. But they make great little frames. And then if I decide later to do the female, I would put it in this one. And then they would have a matching pair. But it's 2 separate gifts instead of one. See what I did there? Okay. This, I stitched this in 2 days. It's pretty quick. Oh, somebody's talking outside. Okay. The special one. This is the one I want to show you. And then I think I'm done, except for a little bit of talk. Okay. This one is so special to me. And this is the one on the thumbnail. I'm going to tell you why this is special to me. First of all, this is the pattern. Little House Needleworks. And it says Needleworker. So this, I thought I was going to use this one as the centerpiece on my my wall grouping in the bedroom of stitch related. I'm doing a wall grouping of stitch related patterns. And I thought I was going to use that one, but this one is bigger, so this one's going to be the centerpiece. So I'm going to tell you why this is so special. First of all, here's the finish. See how big that is? Absolutely, absolutely love this. Now, I did have to add this and this on, and all I did was took these, get closer. My nail polish is chipped, so let me see. Okay, I had to take this, and I just turned it and put them on the ends because I needed to fill that space. Now, I did not do, this one has a border. And I was going to do the border, but I waited till the end, and I said, well, and I even posted, I have it all done except for the border. Well, I'm glad I didn't do it because I would have had to take it out. It wouldn't fit. So this is a barnwood frame that my father made many years ago, and he passed away in 2017. And I have carried this thing around. It's very heavy. This is the back of it. It's just, this board is screwed on. When I took that off, I saw that he had used like a router, and he had cut in like a 1/4 inch on the inside of these boards here so that you could have like an insert there. So I mounted this on a piece of the core board, plastic core board, and just put it in there. So it's not glued in or anything. And then this board screwed to the back holds it on. So this is really special because my dad made it and he's gone. He was like a master woodworker. But my sister-in-law sent me a picture, and back in, I think it was 1990. Let's hold this up so you can see it instead of just looking at me. In 1990, she sent me a picture. Well, I'm going to insert it here. So 1 year for Christmas, I made everybody in my family a cross stitch. And I didn't even know that I was cross stitching that recently as 1990. I thought it was just like back in the 70s. But it's dated, so I know when it is. But she has this hanging on the bedroom wall, her and my brother's bedroom wall. And they had horses, so I stitched them a horse. And then my brother was a hunter, my other brother, and I stitched him a deer. And I don't even know what I stitched the other family members, but this is the only one that has survived. So now I'm going to show the back of it. And like, I didn't even realize she had this until last year. The back of it is signed, and it says that I made it and that my father made the frame. So I thought it's really cool that, like, you know, I asked her to send me the picture again because I didn't keep it. But so this one I stitched and my father made the frame. And the one with the horse I stitched and my father made the frame. So I'm going to write on the back of this one also. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to write it on there so that both of our names are on there. So that is why this one is so special to me. And I don't know why I carried this frame around for so many years. I love the frame, but I could never figure out what I was going to put in it. So I'm glad I finally found something to put in it. So anyway, this is special to me. So that's it for today as far as cross stitch. We're just maybe about 20 minutes in. It's a, you know, my videos are short because I am a monogamous stitcher, in case you're just new here. And I'm just working on that one whip. And when that's finished, you'll know if you're watching me, I keep putting that punch needle off. I need to do those ornaments for someone. And then someone else just asked me if I would do some models for her shop. So I need to get busy on that. I know it's going to be like a marathon day. I'm just going to get up with that in my mind that today I do punch needle. And then I'll just do punch needle all day and I'll get them done because it's so much faster than cross stitch. But this is punch needle here, and that is Old Tattered Flag. And I'll show you close up. It's one of my favorites of all the things I've ever done. So I just punched that and then I coffee stained it and then put the fabric behind it just to make it better proportion for the basket, which I got, I think, at Goodwill, and it was just a couple dollars. Hey everybody, I just finished framing something and I'm going to film this now because then I'm going to ship it off to my son and his wife. And so I'm just going to insert this little video. But here's the pattern, Silver Creek Samplers. And it's called Built on Love. And it says, and so together they built a life they loved. Now my son and his wife really like personalized things. And I did give them a sampler at their wedding with their stuff, their dates and things on it and initials. But I saw this one and I really fell in love with it. So I decided to stitch this one too. So you'll see here has their wedding date. And that one kind of goes up a little bit. So I may try to fix that, but there's their initials and their wedding date, and her favorite color is red. So if you've been watching me for a while, you remember that red was supposed to be brown, and I changed it to red because that's her favorite color. But I didn't realize it was supposed to be a branch, and then the leaves coming off it. But I think it still looks okay. And this frame, a friend of mine got at a thrift store, and it matches the kind of goldish lettering. I'm thinking they're probably going to change out the frame because it's kind of, you can see it's kind of antique-y crackled finish, and they don't like antique-y stuff. They don't like primitives. They like modern things. So I'm leaving the back rather ugly with the extra fabric on there because, like I said, chances are they're going to change the frame. So I'm not going to worry about making it pretty. And if they don't change the frame, nobody will see it because it'll be on the wall. So that's it. And I wanted to show it to you before I pack it up because I'm not, as I'm filming this, it's only Wednesday and I'm not ready to do my floss tube yet. But I wanted to make sure you saw this. So hope you like it. Okay, so for the Christmas retreat, if you haven't watched that video yet, I am hosting a Christmas retreat in the North Carolina mountains. And we have 13 signed up. And then I think there's going to be 2 day guests. So if you live in the area, you are welcome to come as a day guest. And that's moving right along. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So that's it for today. I'm camping next weekend, so probably won't be a video on Sunday. And I will be out near Bryson City, North Carolina, if you know where that is. That's where I'm going with my vintage camper friends. So I don't think there'll be a video until after that. Maybe. Never know. Sometimes I film while I'm at the camper. So anyway, I'm rambling now. I will see you all next time. Oh, I have a question for you. Tell me in the comments if you have been to StitchCon. I don't know if I asked this before, but I'm seriously considering going next year. I know it's going to be expensive, and you know, the lodging and the travel and then the fee to get in. Tell me if you're going to StitchCon this year, or have you been before, and tell me what you think about it. And we'll discuss that in the comments. So everybody come back and read the comments and we'll see what's going on there. It's coming up and I'm looking forward to the videos. I think it's going to be exciting. So it's kind of the who's who of cross stitch, right? So anyway, I'm thinking about it. So see you all next time. Bye.